Hey gamers, I'm Elias, and before I start, fuck, what was the mod called again? One Final Memory or something like that? I have no goddamn clue, I keep forgetting. I wanted to go over something interesting I found out about Salvation when I was going through the game's files, because when I made my thumbnails, what I originally did was I took a screenshot of the video, cut out the portion of my webcam, and then just kind of expanded it, but that kind of made the images blurry because YouTube's thumbnail thing is 1280 by 720, and my thumbnails would not be that, and they would be like much shorter than that. So I would have to like cut out my webcam, and then I would have to expand it, which made it a little glitchy, a little blurry, which I didn't like. So I just went to the game's files, took out the image I wanted to use, and then I slapped on the Salvation logo, and then typed out what episode it was. Yeah, that's right. Making a Salvation logo or making a Salvation thumbnail was pretty fucking easy. So yeah, I'm a bit of a bitch compared to other Doki YouTubers who actually make good thumbnails. Anyways, so one strange thing I found out about Salvation was an unused asset that maybe was used in the game, but in the files right here, it's called unused asset codename 74.png. When you open it up, it says, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. There are 4 very important skills to language: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Learning how to master these 4 skills is essential to learning any language, especially when you're writing. Punctuation is very important. Don't forget your commas, aha. And then there's a bunch of numbers at the bottom, which, I don't know if you can see that well, but there's a bunch of numbers at the bottom, which actually does mean something. Oh, okay, so it's, so I wrote down on my fucking phone, and it apparently, so remember in that one Salvation episode, I don't remember which one it was, where Monica jumped my ass, and, she said like 9, 14, 8, something like that, whatever it was. It definitely wasn't that. But I put it into letters, and it meant help. I basically just arranged it in where it would be in the alphabet, and it arranged to help. And I did the exact same thing for this one, because I thought it would mean something. And what I found out it could possibly mean is, if you're reading this, I've already lost my mind. So, I don't know if this was actually supposed to be used. I'm going to assume it wasn't, and this was just supposed to... if this was just supposed to be something people who were fucking with the files would find. But maybe this was actually supposed to be used. Mr. GizGuy1273 down the Rockefeller Street, can you explain to me what the fuck this was supposed to be for? Because I know you're probably watching this. You watched my ending to Salvation. I have no goddamn clue if you watched the rest of my series. But I'm hoping you can explain to me what the fuck this is, because this spooked me when I first found it. Hey gamers, I'm Elias, and judging by this, I'm already fucking depressed. So this is a mod called One Last Memory, of course, and I am very excited to play this one. This was made by, or I believe this was made by a YouTuber that I am subscribed to called Spaghetto or something like that. Ah ha 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 ha, Spaghetto, you poor impotent fool. Did you dare to assume I would not try to get an epic fucking thumbnail for this video? When I was going through the mod assets, I have found your character sprite! So now I can do whatever the fuck I want with your character! Ha ha ha! Or it was Team Spaghetto. I don't know if he has like a team or anything, but I do love his DDLC mod videos. So now I'm very excited to play this game, or mod, and I've heard good things about it. Let's begin. What the hell? 12 gigs guy 6? Is that what it said? One Last Memory. The title intrigued me to look at it when I searched up some mods. Ooh. I slowly opened my eyes, still burning from last night. Must have cried myself to sleep again. I lift the covers from my body and sit up in bed. I stare at the wall for what seems like hours, only for my alarm to go off.
So I strongly suggest that you wake the fuck up.
I've already hated waking up before my alarm, but at least I won't have to deal with that infernal noise for much longer today. I see a few text messages from Monica, reminding me of the literature club is always here for me. I'll leave the messages open. I don't dare scroll down my contacts list. Her number is still saved and I don't want to remind myself of her. But I guess I'm thinking of her now, aren't I? I get up from my bed, walk downstairs, and into the restroom to get ready. I love fucking depressing-ass games, and I'm already getting a huge hint of depression or sadness from this game, and I love it when games fuck with my emotions. I love it so much. That's one reason why I love DDLC so much, is because it fucked with my emotions so goddamn much. It made me feel pretty much every emotion I could ever think of. Except for lust. Okay, maybe a little lust. I lazily put on my uniform. It's extremely wrinkled and messy. I'm sure I'll get chewed out for that. Not that I really care. It's hard to find the motivation to care for these types of things. He's not wrong. Like, I do not give a shit about what I wear. Whatever's in my drawer, I just put on. As long as it fits me, I just put it on. Like, I'm wearing a goddamn sarcasm cat shirt or whatever the fuck. I quickly make myself some toast and take a few bites before heading outside. As I walk out of my door, I nearly stop out of pure instinct. It's a cruel reminder that I'm going to walk to my school on my own from now on. I trudge across the street and walk down the sidewalk, where I feel piercing gazes go right through my skull. Not that it really matters to me anyway. People heard the news, so it's not exactly surprising to get a few stares from people. Sympathetic, I'm sure, but I'm absolutely certain they're glad they don't have to go through what I have to. The day goes by incredibly slowly, almost as if the world wants to leave me with my grief for as long as possible. I have one more class to go through, and then I can finally go home. I think that, but I simply can't find the motivation to move. I place my head down on my desk and rest my eyes. I've learned that the teachers will generally leave me alone when I do this. I hear some light footsteps enter the room, and I quickly realize they're getting closer to me. Just leave me alone already. Hey, Elias?
Shut your fucking mouth! No problem, Charles. Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
I slowly lift my head from the desk and look at the club president. You're late for class, you know? Damn! Pain! I place my head back down and continue thinking about Sayori. I hear her let out a long sigh and walk closer to me. I'm sorry for your loss, Elias. I really am. Her voice cracks as she says this, but I would like to think Sayori wouldn't like for your grades to fail because of this. She always believed in you, and for whatever she is now, she still does. I stay silent. What would she say if she were here right now? It doesn't matter what she says because she isn't here, Monica. She will never be here again. I lift my head and look straight into her eyes. You just don't get it, do you? She's gone and it's my fault. How the fuck am I supposed to live with myself that I killed my best friend? Tears running down my face, I feel my body start shaking. In my own emotional outburst, I didn't realize I started crying. You didn't kill her. Don't bring yourself down like that. This was out of our control. Yeah? Well, how do you feel if someone killed himself over something you said? Monica looks at the side, as if trying to find the right words to say. I'd feel horrible. But that's not... Case closed. Monica stumbles on her words, sighs, and walks out of the now empty classroom. I feel somewhat guilty. I know she just wanted to help, but she could never hope to understand what this loss feels like. I guess she is right, though. Sitting around like this isn't going to solve anything. If Sarah was here, she'd probably guilt-trip me into walking out of the classroom by now. The hallways are empty, meaning I'm pretty late to my next class. As I get closer to the classroom, the tiny bit of motivation I had now fades away. At the corner of my eye, I see a picture of Sayori posted up on the walls, flowers surrounding it. The text underneath the photo reads, "Rest in peace, sunshine." I walk up to her picture and place my hand on it. I feel my chest tighten and my eyes water. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have done more for you. I'm taken out of my emotional state when I hear the toilet flush in the nearby restroom. I quickly wipe away my eyes and regain my bearings. The restroom door opens and a familiar face walks out. The pink hair dries her hands on her blazer before realizing she isn't alone. Elias, what are you doing out in the hallway? Don't you have class? I don't feel like going. Yeah, I understand. Well, I have to get going. Will I see you at the club today? I shrug my shoulders. I haven't really gone to the club meeting since Sayori's funeral. I don't really see the point in going. Natsuki sighs and turns around. Natsuki, wait. Huh? What's up? Can you, Natsuki raises an eyebrow. Can you stay here with me? I could use some company. Natsuki blinks a few times, clearly shocked by my request. Yeah, sure. Only because I probably appreciate the same thing if I lost a friend. You really don't have to do it if you want to go back to class. Nah, it's alright. It's just dumb history stuff anyways. Natsuki and I walk down the hallways and find an empty bench to sit on. I usually wait for Yuri here. We like to walk to the club together. Yeah, the club. How's it going? Well, I'll be honest, it's so boring in there. First of all, Monica is acting kinda weird. I feel like Sayori's passing really affected her too. Well, she was her vice president. True. Anyways, Yuri took over as vice, but considering how shy she is, she doesn't really want to do anything that's too outlandish. Natsuki continues talking about the club, which only brings back more memories of Sayori. I accidentally interrupt her. How are you handling it? The fact that she's gone. Huh? Well, are you sure you want to talk about this? I slowly nod. Natsuki looks down for a moment. It was hard. I mean, why wouldn't it be? She really brought a lot to the club. Her personality, her positive outlook on everything, her ability to cool us off when we argue. Now that she's gone, things just don't feel the same. Now, this is the direction I wish DDLC took when Sayori died, because the moment the fucking creepy-ass Sayonara music started playing, that's when I knew shit was going down. Natsuki starts to tear up. She turns her head to look in the other direction. I didn't know her for very long, but in the time that I did, she was one of the reasons why I was able to seek peace inside the club. I hear Natsuki sniffle and watch her... Fuck! I hear Natsuki sniffle and wipe her eyes. Damn it. I hear Natsuki sniffle and watch her wipe tears away from her face. I'm really glad you felt that way about her. It's comforting to know that she really did have a lot of people who cared for her. You don't think she did? Well, I do believe she had tons of people who cared about her, but she told me that's what made her feel worse. Natsuki looks back at me with a slight look of confusion on her face. I'm not really sure if I should tell her about her depression. Sarah didn't even want to tell me. Jesus Christ, that scared the fuck out of me. Are you done? Good. Before Natsuki can ask any questions, a familiar sound rings over the school intercom. In an instant, people began to fill up the hallways. Yuri walks out of the classroom door we were seated in front of. Oh, Elias, this is a nice surprise. Will you be joining us for club meeting today? I shake my head. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I sort of feel bad for denying the girls like this, but I really just don't see how visiting the club would be beneficial at all. Sorry, maybe another time. I have to get back home. I'll see you guys later. I turn around and leave Natsuki and Yuri behind. I can't help but feel a little better after today, though. Talking about this with someone who also cared about her has been a nice change of pace for me. As I walk home, I get a sudden urge to do something that I know I'll regret. I pull back my phone from my pocket and open my messages. 3 weeks ago, I never knew my last message would be, hope you're feeling okay. I should have done more. I open up the conversation and begin typing slowly. Hey, I know you're not going to see this, but I figured this is the only way you and I can talk now. I hit send. I stare blankly at the message. The phone tells me the message was delivered, yet I know I'll never be received. I begin typing more. I'm sorry, Sayori. I didn't mean for things to end this way. I should have been there for you when you needed me. I hit send once again. My tears no longer left me coherently. I quickly lock my phone and place it in my back pocket. Somewhere deep inside my head, I expected to receive a message back, but it'll never happen. This hits hard. And the angels speak from above. With a defining volume, their voices shook the hearts of those who have housed despair within them, a lack of true acceptance, yearning for something to help them feel once again. For fucking Persona 5. That's stupid whenever you get like a new Persona. It says, from the heavens, we grant you gallons of our ejaculation jizz, so you could do shit and beat up people with your new Persona because it's so epically cool. Here you go. I'm startled awake by my phone vibrating. It was a text message. Without hesitation, I quickly grabbed it from my nightstand, only to feel slightly disappointed. It was a message from Yuri inviting me to meet her after class before the club meeting. I'm not sure why I expected Sarah to message me back. How could I be so stupid? I slam my fist on the bed in frustration. I feel my chest tighten up again, but I take a deep breath and let out a heavy sigh. No more tears. Sayori wouldn't want this. I reply back to Yuri with, I'll be there, and get up from my bed. I think it's time I give the club a visit anyway. Classes go by a bit faster this time. I generally don't feel too down on myself today. I think those messages I sent really helped me cope a little bit. I walked towards Yuri's classroom, the same one Natsuki and I sat in front of the other day. The purple-haired girl was seated next to Natsuki, who was eating a cookie. Hey guys, how are you? I'm glad you come to see us. Natsuki was getting worried you wouldn't be here. What? You mean you were worried, dummy? Natsuki, please. Maybe this was a mistake. Wait, no! Well, we just wanted to see if you wanted to join us at the club today. But he doesn't have to come if he doesn't feel like it. Yuri, I already I think I'll stop by. The girls look surprised, but definitely not disappointed. Well, awesome. Monica will probably be happy to see you. I think back to lashing out at her yesterday. I should apologize for that. Before I walk in through the familiar doors, memories of walking with Sayori came flooding in. Just take it easy, Elias. You're okay. You can do this. I walk into the club, and the familiar smell and sights already fill my senses. Yuri and Natsuki follow behind me. Monica, we have a visitor. Monica is seated at her desk. Her expression shows signs of stress, but she still shows me that smile I'll never forget. Oh, Elias, it's so nice to see you back in here. Hey, Monica, I'd like to apologize about yesterday. I didn't mean to get angry at you or anything. No, there's no need for that. If anything, I should be the one apologizing to you. I shouldn't have bothered you in the first place. I understand these feelings take time to handle. Just know I'll be here for you. Her smile, it's so genuine and full of support. For the first time in weeks, I crack a smile to return the favor. Thank you, guys. I think this is the kind of healing I needed. I shouldn't have abandoned you guys. Hey, no matter how long you're gone, we'll always be part of the club. Natsuki's right. Never feel like you're at fault for leaving. We understand. The girls continue to talk about everything I've missed in the club. I have to admit, this is definitely a nice distraction from everything. I caught myself laughing and smiling at Yuri and Natsuki's arguing with each other, and I feel comforted by Monika's kindness. I guess the happiness I needed was here all along. Well, all this catching up has been fun, but I have to get home soon. My dad will lose his marbles if I get home late again. Catch you guys later. Natsuki rushes out of the room. Yuri follows suit. I should head out as well. I have to take care of some things at home. Have a nice evening, Monica, Elias. I guess let's make here to head out as well. It's been fun, Monica. It was a nice escape for me. Hey, you're welcome back anytime. You're still a member after all. Monica gives me another one of those famous smiles before walking up to me. To my surprise, she takes my hand in hers and switches to a more sympathetic expression. I'm here for you. Never forget you're not alone. Nobody should handle this loss on their own. If you ever need someone to talk to, just give me a call, okay? I nod my head, realizing I'm blushing quite intensely. Thank you. I appreciate the thought. I let go of Monica's hands and head out the door. That was awfully kind of her. I mean, Monica seems like a nice girl, but that was really nice. Her soft touch made me feel happy and erect. I snapped out of my little daydream when I realized I forgot my bag in the club room. Shoot, hopefully Monica didn't lock the door yet. I walked back to the club room, and luckily the doors were still unlocked. Monica, you still here? No response. I guess she decided to leave without locking the door or turning out the lights either. As I walked to my bag, my eyes catch something red on the floor. A signature red rose lay there. The hell? Where did this come from? I bend over and pick it up, absorbing it closely. I give the rose a sniff, letting a familiar aroma fill my nostrils. Without thinking, I place the rose on the desk Sayori used to sit at during club meetings. I don't really remember what her favorite flower was, but I'd like to think she would have liked to get a rose for me. I think I'm finally ready to move on, Sayori. I'll stay strong for you. That's what you would have wanted, right? I place my bag over my shoulder and walk out of the club room, not before turning off the lights and locking the club room doors. Ouch. If only you knew. End of Act 1. I believe that's it. There's no more. I think this was a demo. I don't remember, though. Oh, shit. This music, it's giving me... Is it weird that this is giving me Mr. Peabody and Sherman vibes? You remember where they were at the, like, sand scene? For some reason, just gave me the desert vibe. Hey, be the person you want to be. Don't let anyone let you feel otherwise. Don't make others suffer for your own personal hatred. I wish I knew that before I fucking did everything wrong. I'm staring at my phone, my finger hovering over Sayori's contact. The picture I have of her saved is from our childhood. The smile she is showing in this photo. How do I know this wasn't another one of her fake smiles? How was I supposed to know you felt this way all the time? I moved my finger on the call button, shaking slightly. I've always been hesitant to actually call her phone, but if my memory serves me right, I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and tap the green symbol. It begins to ring. Hello? My heart seems to stop dead in its tracks. I'm not able to answer the phone right now. Please leave me a message and I'll answer as soon as I can. A tear rolls down my cheek and accidentally hits the end call button. How? So, do you fucking hold your phone like this when you're calling? Or is it like this? Because there's no way in bloody hell that a tear, unless it's defying gravity itself, unless you're like, hello? No, that shouldn't have happened. No one holds their phone like this, and a tear doesn't defy gravity like that. Fuck you. God damn it. I take a deep breath and sigh. It was nice to hear your voice again. This music, it's boner jams. I make my way towards school. The strange, sympathetic glances I used to receive have stopped. It feels normal again. Is that a bad thing? Should I feel bad for getting over this so quickly? Am I even over it, or am I just lying to myself? As I make my way to the first class of the day, I overhear some chatter from a group of guys short ways away from me. Hey, real shame about that Sayori chick, huh? I barely found out about it. Barely? Jeez, you're a little behind. Yeah, it was a suicide or something. Yep, sucks for her. She was hot, too. I always believed pretty girls couldn't get depressed. Damn straight. I could have made her old depression go away if you guys get what I'm saying. Pfft, you wish, dude. The three boys walk off snickering and talking amongst themselves. I almost didn't realize I had stopped dead in my tracks ready to blow my top off. I walked to class, but some otherworldly force is telling me to avoid class altogether. I'm not going to sit in class all day. No point. If I keep thinking about those assholes said about Sayori. I straighten up my blazer and quickly turn around and head back home. I wish we had the option to fuck those dudes up. I wish we had the option to fuck those dudes up, or at least attempt it. I walk straight upstairs into my room. I throw all my things aggressively on the floor and throw myself in bed, face first into the pillow. I'm pathetic, letting myself get so worked up over this. It's just banter of all people. I should be the one to understand that. But those guys, how could they just speak like that about a girl who killed herself? Is that how she's going to be remembered? This whole thing is just a cruel reminder of how harsh reality is. Disgusting. I slowly awake to my phone vibrating, as I thought I have a few messages from Yuri and Natsuki asking if I'm alright. I respond by saying I felt sick and put my phone on the nightstand. I wonder if they'll believe that. Probably not. I feel my phone vibrate a few more times, but I ignore them, probably wishing me well if they took the bait. I get up from bed and head downstairs for a snack. I walk to the kitchen and open up the cupboard. Some chips, maybe? As I reach into the cupboard to grab some potato chips and start by a few short knocks on the door. Who could that be? Natsuki and Yuri? I walk over to my door and slowly crack it open. Can I help you? Hey, Elias, may I come in? Get the fuck out of here. Monica, what are you doing here? Sorry, I wasn't expecting any company right now. Oh, I thought Yuri and Natsuki messaged you about it. They said you'd probably be alright with it. Maybe that's what they meant by probably. Haha. Must have missed it. Well, you can come in. Want any snacks or anything? I'm fine, thanks. Monica walks to my house and takes a look around. I blush slightly. I wasn't exactly to be able to clean my place in advance, not to mention having one of the most popular girls at school ever at my place, alone, her and I. I'm snapped out of my dream when Monica speaks again. Lovely house, Elias. Mind if I sit here? Monica motions towards the couch, which I respond with a simple nod. Hey, so, I don't mean to sound rude, but why exactly did you come visit me? Well, Natsuki and Yuri mentioned you were feeling sick, and I just want to make sure you are alright. Yeah, I'm fine. An awkward silence seeps over us. We continue to stare at each other for way longer than any normal person should. So, there's something we haven't really discussed since that day you came up to me. Monica looks almost relieved to hear that silence broken. So, Sayori, how different is the club without her around? Well, you sure you want to talk about this? I slowly nod and walk over to the couch. I want to know if she really made an impact on people's lives. Well, I mean, of course she did. She was my vice president for a reason. She always brightened up the room we were in, just with her personality alone. I never would have guessed you had mental issues. I would have tried to help her if I could. Yeah, me too. I look down on the floor, debating if I should talk about the weird things I did to cope with her loss. Hey. I look up at Monica, who is, to my surprise, sitting a lot closer than she was earlier. There's this thing I've been wondering about for some time. Do you believe that we're alone in the universe? What? Why is this all of a sudden? That's not really something I think about too often, but I guess not. The universe is too big for there not to be another form of life out there. Right? I'm fascinated by it. A multiverse, with multiple possibilities and outcomes, all playing out in their own worlds. I believe that, that's likely. That scientists have found, that's likely or some shit. I don't know. I'm not too into science, but I found this TikTok by, I think, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson, that it's likely that there are multiverse, but I'm probably wrong on that. And I get to live in a world where my best friend is gone. Monica's smile disappears, and that's probably the wrong thing to say, considering she was just trying to get my mind off things. Hey, if that makes you feel any better, I'm always going to be here for you. She places her hand on mine. For some reason, I don't feel as comforted by as if I did a few days ago. I quickly move my hand away and stand up. Hey, Monica, it's getting late. You should head back home. She literally just got there like 5 minutes ago. What the fuck? It's like, yes, it's 2:46. Get the fuck out of here. Monica gives me a shocked look before adjusting her blazer and a bow. I'm sorry for intruding. Monica quickly gets up and walks through the front door. I sit back down on my couch and place my arms around my head. What's wrong with me? Why are you afraid of being close to others? What? I'm not. Why are you afraid of being close with others? I said I'm not. Didn't you hear me? Why are you afraid of being close to others? What is this? You're afraid of hurting yourself. Stop! You're afraid of the pain people bring you, and you're afraid of hurting others. I just don't want to lose anybody again. I don't want to hurt anyone like I hurt Sayori. What's so wrong with that? I killed her. Sunlight, light. What is light? Light makes things shine. Her eyes, they shine. Light makes eyes shine. In death, there is no light. In darkness, what is darkness? The opposite of light? A shadow? Darkness dimmed her eyes. Darkness is what took her away. I was her darkness. She was my light. Some Death Note shit. I wake up with a slight gasp. It's already morning and I've woken up before my alarm again. Wait, no, I'm in my living room. I check the time on my phone. Turns out I still have time to get dressed. I get up from my couch and trudge to the bathroom. My hair is an absolute mess. I don't even think I showered last night either. Here I thought I was finally moving on from all this. Why does that feel so wrong? Isn't moving on a good thing? I just feel so guilty. After showering and getting dressed for school, I grab some graham crackers from my counter and head outside. As I walk through the schoolyard, a familiar face catches my eye. Yuri has her stuff placed on a bench. It seems she's looking for something. Morning, Yuri. Looking for something? Ah! No, it's nothing. I'm sorry. Good morning. Sorry if I scared you. I just saw you over here and I thought I'd say hello. Yuri gives me a shy smile and zips up her bag. We stand together awkwardly, not making any eye contact. So, did you guys do anything yesterday in the club? Sorry for not getting your message about Monica, by the way. Oh, it's alright. She said she wanted to check on you after you said you weren't feeling well. So sorry if you didn't want any company. We tried to tell her, but she insisted. It's okay, Yuri. It was a nice talk. Yuri looks at me inquisitively. You mind if I walk with you to class? Sure, I'd like that. Yuri puts her bag over her shoulder and straightens out her blazer. I don't recall hanging out with Yuri outside the club, so this does feel kind of weird. Plus, Yuri's timid nature doesn't exactly make it easy to have a conversation. Oh, you asked about the club yesterday, right? Just wanted to know if I missed anything important or crazy. Yuri giggles to herself. Well, you might call this crazy. Natsuki and I decided to walk over to the local coffee shop. Although we didn't talk much, I just read my novel and she read her manga. Well, sometimes just having someone there to read with you is a comforting experience, even if there is no talking involved. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yuri gives me a comforting smile before heading to her class. Probably should head over to mine before I'm late. The day goes by, as usual. I should stop at the literature club as well, only fair considering I skipped out on them yesterday. Before I opened up the club doors, they swung open and nearly smacked me in the face. This isn't what I joined the club for. You're all just a bunch of idiots. Natsuki storms out of the room, with Monica following after her. Yikes. Yuri sitting at her desk with her face in her hands. I can't do this. Hey, what's going on? She lifts her head from her hands, her eyes full of tears. Elias, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to see all this. You're talking as if this was your fault. Because it is. I'm the vice president, and I'm supposed to handle these things as well as... Her voice trails off. I'm sorry, Elias. No, don't be. It's okay. What exactly happened? She sniffles and rubs her eyes. Well, Monica and I thought that we should host some sort of reading session where we read excerpts from our favorite novels. Monica stated that it must be from a normal novel, to which Natsuki began to argue. I tried to de-escalate the situation by saying manga is hard to visualized due to their relance on images, and she just wouldn't leave it. I just feel like I should have done something different to calm her down. Guilty. You feel guilty? Yeah, I guess I do feel guilty. I stay silent. How am I supposed to help someone through this kind of feeling when I can't even help myself with the same dilemma? Yuri suddenly fidgets in her chair and grabs her arm. Has it become clear to you? What has? The club is falling apart without her. This club won't last without her. Yuri stands up, her eyes now wide open. I have to get going. Excuse me. I stand alone in the room, completely dumbfounded. The silence was only broken by the sound of other students walking past the open doors. I slowly look over to the desk in the back of the room. The same desk she sat at when she was feeling down on herself that day. Another singular red rose lay in the middle. We need you. Without thinking, I call it to Yuri. Yuri! I run outside and try to catch up with her. Sure enough, she was at the end of the hallway, looking extremely anxious. Her body visibly shivering, and she is rubbing her arms quite intensely. I walk slow but briskly up to her, in order to avoid scaring her. I declare to ignore what she said earlier by trying to help her calm down. Hey, are you going to look for Monica and Natsuki? She shakes her head and doesn't respond. Well, would you like to go outside, get some fresh air? Okay. Yuri sighs and walks close to me. I'm absolutely certain she's not used to having to hold a responsible role in sociable situations. That is me. I'm a big ass introvert. An example is whenever someone new joins my Discord server, the first thought that comes to my mind is, are they gonna talk shit about me? Now, the reason why I think that is because I'm not too much of a well-liked YouTuber, I guess you can say. I mean, I think I'm genuinely a good YouTuber, but because I have a lot of people who hate me, I feel like I'm going to be raided when someone new joins. So, if you're a newcomer, calm me down as quick as possible. That is a warning for you. And I don't even talk to many other people besides, like, my little friend group and people in my Discord server. But because most of my server members have been there for months on end, so I know my server members pretty well. But whenever I have to go outside, I hate going to fucking Walmart and buying something for myself. Mainly because, I even use the self-checkout, and I'm just like, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Do not look at me, fuck off, fuck off. I know I'm buying 2 tubs of ice cream, fuck off. Makes me wonder, why would Monica put her in position of the vice president over Natsuki? Yuri timidly walks next to me, fidgeting around with her hair. I can't help but wonder, has Sayori's death affected her more than the others? Were they even close before the club? Did they know each other? We reach the courtyard and I take a deep breath, letting the fresh air... Autumn? Okay then. Autumn air enter my lungs. Yuri does the same and her eyes seem to glisten in the natural light aided by her tears. Can I ask you something? Yes, you may. I'll look off to her side before continuing. Do you miss her too? I mean, really miss her. Yuri looks off in the distance towards the busy street. She lets out a sigh and looks back at me. Did she ever make you feel proud of who you are? She pauses and I give her a nonverbal cue to continue on. I was always seen as straight by everyone else. My fascination with horror and similar subjects usually scared people away. I always enjoyed expressing myself and my emotions through writing and showing off what I'm passionate about. No one really seemed to care about that side of me until Sayori came into my life. She encouraged me to write more, encouraged me to express myself in ways that made me feel happy for the person I am. Don't hide your true self, she said. Take what makes you, wear it with pride. Now that she's been taken from us in one of the worst possible ways, it's hard for me to believe her on words she spoke to me. But deep down, I know she really did mean that. And I know she tried her very, very hard to believe that herself. I always think about her, Elias. I always think about what her kind words to me. Sayori, I know you probably don't want to be remembered. You want to be forgotten out of people's minds and lost to time. She began speaking as Sayori was listening to her. Sorry to disappoint you. Your words and kindness are staying with me for the rest of my life. My lips quiver as Yuri closes her speech with a light shuffle. Sniffle? Shuffle. Fuck. Ooh, I'm sorry, Elias. I didn't mean to make you cry. No, it's okay. That was incredibly nice to hear, and very kind of you to say. Yuri fidgets a bit more with her arms and hair. I'm not used to this kind of confrontation. It's alright. I don't think anyone really is. Unfortunately, I think today's club meeting is cancelled. I guess I'll be heading home. Alright, well, take care. I cut her off by giving her a light hug. She whimpers... Whimpers? That's a new fucking word. She whimpers softly in shock, but doesn't object. She slowly wraps her arm around me, completing a puzzle of 2 humans sharing a despair of losing a friend. Even in death, you brought us closer, just like you said you would. Eh, Sayori? Man, this mod really fucking hurts. Cause I ain't used to this type of depressing shit when it comes to, like, DDLC. Like, yes, I'm used to the depression, but I'm not used to it continuing on for, like, an entire game's worth. And I love that. What is consciousness? What does it mean to be alive? Is it guilt that provides this answer? Anger? Happiness? Sadness? What do you live for? What reason do you have to do the things you do? For the praise of others? Do you like it when people see you as a friend? Do you rely on others to be happy? Yes. I need you. Monica stands in the middle of the club room. I'd like to talk to you all. Ever since Natsuki left the club... Oh, shit! God damn! This is fucking hurting me! No! My fucking emotional state's gonna be ruined after this mod. Oh my god. I'd like to talk to you all. Ever since Natsuki left the club, I felt wholeheartedly responsible for everything that has happened. I know it's only been a few days, but without a fourth member, I have no choice but to shut down the Lich Club. Man, this mod is absolutely destroying my ballsack right now. They have me chained up to a wall, and they're just kicking my balls to a pulp. That's what this mod is doing to me. Yuri looks down at the floor, hands clenching her skirt tightly. Before we go, I'd like to say a few things. The most painful goodbyes are ones left unsaid. The most painful memories are the ones we recall easily. But don't let the pain of yesterday be the reason why you're hurting today. The past is the past. The best thing we can do now is keep on moving. Monica sighs, looking at her hands, and looks back at Yuri and I. Thanks for listening. I'll miss having these talks with you guys. She walks out now, not giving us one more smile. Is this really it? Is it really ending this way? Monica, wait! Monica stops in front of the door, still looking towards the hallway. We don't have to end it like this. We can start a new club, invite new people and such. You said it yourself, right? We have to keep on moving. Why don't we move on from this and start anew? I don't think I can do it. I'm not worthy enough for being president of any sort of club. These words coming from Monica? Fuck! These words coming from the great Monica? Strange. Then let me do it. I can handle things myself. Monica's eyes widen, both in surprise and shock. No, that's not a good idea. Yuri gets up from her desk. Monica? What is it that you're holding in your hand? I look over and see what she's talking about. A rose? Monica suddenly runs out of the club room. She was the one leaving the roses this whole time? Monica, wait! I went down the hallway, and strangely enough, not a single student, teacher, nor janitor is around. I don't pay too much attention to that, though. So many questions are racing through my mind. Why was she leaving those roses behind? Does she feel what I feel? Does she miss Sayori? Does she feel guilty somehow? I don't know, man. I think when you lose a friend in general, you're hurt by it. Does he really think that no one gave a shit about Sayori? Jesus, this Protect's an asshole. Before I head through the school doors, I catch Monica sitting on a bench near the bathroom. She's breathing heavily and wiping away tears. Monica, you alright? She doesn't move. Hey, it's alright. Everything is alright. I just want to talk. You miss her too, don't you? She looks down at her rose, now a little wilted. She chokes a bit on her words. If you had the ability to bring someone back, would you take that chance? I mean, it depends on what the catch would be. Playing God, Elias, that's the catch. So many things could go wrong. Knowing this, and still presented with the opportunity, would you bring her back? Of course I would. Would I wouldn't to hold her in my arms again? Monica nods and caresses the rose in her hand. A reset button would be very appropriate right now, wouldn't it? Yeah. What if someone offered you that power? I look at Monica curiously. Why is she bringing all this up? These questions are very existential. Existential. God damn it. Existential. Am I saying this right? Existential.
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 Existential. Existential. Okay, I think I said it right. Being president of a club, that's what I mean. Could you handle that position? Could you handle the strain of that power? What is this about power? Is she alright? I mean, I was only talking in the moment of it all. I don't really think I'm cut out for being president. Ah, I see. Monica gently brushes her hand against the rose pelt. Have you visited her grave ever since the funeral? I'm taken aback by her question. I don't think I ever have. It never came to my mind.
Not recently. Why? Let her pay a visit. Do you mind going? I gulp. No, I don't mind. I think that would be nice. I wait for Monica to get up for a seat before we make our way towards the cemetery. Almost as if the weather started to reflect our mood, the clouds begin to roll in. Monica and I continue our walk in silence. Not much to talk about when we're walking to a place our dead friend is buried in. Natsuki suddenly comes from behind us with Yuri following close behind. Hey, we overheard your conversation with Elias. We thought it would be nice to come together and visit her, just like we used to meet in the club. I stare at the girls in shock and awe. Thank you, guys. We arrive at Sayori's grave and it begins to rain. Monica shelters a rose in her hand while Natsuki and Yuri pull out umbrellas to provide some cover. Alright, well that's the thumbnail. It's decorated with roses and the bow she always wore lay on top of the gravestone. I've never liked graves. It's hard to imagine that someone is in a better place where their body is right under my feet. I stare blankly at the gravestone, her signature bow now looking dull and faded. A cruel reminder that her once hopeful attitude and soul are gone, withering away thanks to time. Time ends all. Time is everyone's number one fear. Everyone constantly wants more of it, or less depending on the circumstances. Time heats all wounds away, but I didn't have the time to say goodbye. I suddenly feel as I'm the only one here. I look around me. The girls are nowhere to be found. Monica? Natsuki? Yuri? What's going on? Where are you guys? Before I take any steps from the gravestone, a rose Monica held in her hands now lies on the ground, pelted away by the heavy rain. I swiftly and gently pick it up and cover it in my hands just as Monica did. What if you could bring me back? I can't. That's foolish to think. What if you could bring me back? What ifs don't matter here. This is real life. There's no way it could be done. What if you could bring me back? I'd do anything. Anything? I'd do anything to see you again. I fall to my knees and let the rose fall to the ground. There's nothing I could do. She's gone. Lost to time. Lost in darkness. Only kept by Yuri's memory of her. Only kept alive by Natsuki's memory of her. Only kept by Monica's memory of her. Only kept by my own memory of her. Her last memory is one of pain. Nothing but a carousel of agony. And nothing in this world can take those thoughts away from me. Oh, shit. Words, realities, infinite possibilities. Is she becoming Thanos? Oh, shit! Please tell me she whips out the Infinity Gauntlet. My name is Monica. Is it? Rose? Rose Parker? Who is she? Who am I? Who is the player? Me. I'm the player. Hi, I'm player man. Is it me, or is it them? Across a parallel plane. She's becoming Thanos! Am I but a small role in someone else's story? Who are they? Living on in another world, dead in another. I am Monica. They are Monica. Good endings, bad endings, each existing in its own pocket of the universe. Alternate realities. A multiverse. Parallels which I can never reach. Worlds where I am locked away. Worlds where I can finally meet the one I love. Multiple versions of me. Multiple versions of this world. This game. Yet, I am me. There is no one like me. There is nobody like you. This is my retribution. Give me one last memory with you. What the fuck? One last memory, I need you. What the hell? I'm deeply confused. I slowly walk backwards, not just out of anger, out of complete fear and disbelief. It's true, all true. No, you're lying. This is some cruel shit you're pulling here, Monica. I wouldn't lie to you, Elias. Without thinking, I let my legs propel my body forward. I grab Monica by her arms and push her against the wall, making Yuri and Natsuki scream, "What the fuck? You motherfucker!" How could you do this? Why would you do this? Why the hell are you even thinking of such crap? Monica stares down at me. I just won't believe it. I won't! She fucking looked up to you. You were a damn role model for her. My grip loosens. Please, just say this was all a cruel joke. I let go of Monica. I start crying in front of her, half hoping my tears would help her tell me what I want to hear. Like I said, I wouldn't lie about this. You have the right to know the things I said. I place my arms back on Monica's arms, tightening my grip once more. I close my eyes and start hyperventilating. I'll kill you! You killed her! I place my hands around her neck. Monica starts to gasp for breath. Elias, stop! What the hell do you think you're doing? Suddenly, I feel my arms go limp. Everything turns to slow motion. My body falls to the ground. The one last thing I saw before my vision went blank was Monica's tired face. What? Hell yeah, we almost got to kill someone. I'm in bed. My own bed. I recognized this feeling in my own cheeks before opening my eyes. I stood up and rubbed my head. Shit is going down! Was that all a dream? I hear a knock on my door, frightening me awake. It's late, isn't it? It sure is. Sorry if I woke you, Elias. Huh? Who said that? Was it me? No, it was me. What? Who? I guess that means I'm officially losing my mind. Check your pocket. My pocket. Alright then. I reached in. To my surprise, a crumpled up rose petal was there. Put this here. What's going on? Come outside. Alright, voice in my head, whatever you say. I never thought this whole consciousness thing was real. I always thought it was done in cartoons. But maybe I am going insane. Oh well, I'll play along. What is it you wish for? I'm not sure what I want. Do you wish to see her again? Of course. I walk outside, my vision being supported by a full bright moon. What the? A trail of rose petals lay on the sidewalk, seemingly leading to her house. I'm a bit more freaked out rather than saddened by this realization. What sick bastard is doing this? What did I do to deserve her? Fuck. What did I do to deserve it? Deserve it. I almost don't want to follow this trail, but I can't help but wonder what could be at the end, waiting for me. The voice in my head no longer speaks to me. I slowly walk forward, counting each rose petal as I go. What do you truly want? I want to live my life as if nothing ever happened. Are you running away from your problems? No! It was never that! I just wish I didn't have to feel responsible for her death. It was never anyone's fault in the end. Things were meant to play out this way, but you have a chance to make it right again. 1. My heart begins to beat as I get flashbacks to that day, the day I lost my best friend. 2. Someone has to be pranking me. It has to be one of the girls. Or maybe it was 3 boys that talked about Sayori once. Did they somehow see me angry that morning? 3. I'm probably going to get jumped or something of the sort. I hear these stories all the time. 4. 5. 6. Why can't I stop walking? Clearly this is a joke. What else could it possibly be? I'm most likely in danger. I should stop walking now. 7. 8. This is not okay. I could die if I don't turn back. Turn back! 9. 10. I'm going to die! Turn back! Turn back now! Will this be your way of feeling happy? I don't know. How was anyone supposed to know that? You know what makes you happy. Only you yourself can know that. I'm here. Her front gate is open, and I hear a strange noise coming from inside. I walk up to her front door to find out it's open as well. I decide to let myself in. It's dark, yet I still remember my way around her home. A familiar smell fills my nostrils. It's her smell. I'm surprised it remained after this long. As I move further inside, I bump into some furniture I didn't expect to find. Strange. Have her parents not moved away yet? I assumed they did after she passed. The strange noise gets louder, and now it sounds like music. It becomes clear now. It's coming from her room. I go up and begin to walk upstairs. Flashbacks are coming back to me, almost PTSD at this point, but it doesn't stop me. I gently knock on her door, which opens slightly after I do so. Her room is exactly the way I left it the day I found her. A song is coming from the radio on the desk, explaining the noise from the room earlier. I take a look around the room, letting the bittersweet aroma fill my nostrils. Everything still smells just like her. I walk further into her room, not caring about the repercussions of breaking into her home. Is it really breaking and entering? If you didn't break into her house, someone else did, I guess. I don't know. Maybe this is a dream or some shit. I freeze when a slight creak sounds behind me. Hey, Elias? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going insane now. I gasp. Elias? A cold chill rushes over me. Sayori... You don't have to be upset anymore. I'm right here. The fucking noose is still... Or the bruise around her neck. Oh. Unless she's a zombie. Please tell me she just takes a big old bite out of my balls. I feel 2 arms wrap around me. I feel a head rest on my shoulders. Shh. I don't want you to be afraid. Everything is okay. I'm right here. You have me now. I slowly drop to my knees. Tears are rushing out of my eyes. I begin to sob loudly. Don't hate yourself. You always be your own worst enemy, but you can change and become your own best friend. You always have to rely on yourself. This sprite, I get sexual vibes from this sprite. She looks lustful. She has lust in her eyes. Be true to yourself. Don't let past define you who you are now. Be kind to yourself so you can be kind to others. And don't be upset, Elias. We're finally together again. I feel warm lips against my cheek. I reach over and brush her face gently, her skin soft and warm. Sayori? Am I? Sayori puts her hand over mine and I can't help her palm gently. Everything is okay now. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. I died?! Holy shit! She leans in and kisses me gently on my lips. Every single negative thought seems to slowly slip away from my mind. I fucking died? I died? I'm dead? Her soft lips meeting mine makes my heart race faster than ever it has before. She breaks the kiss and I can't help but bury my face into her shoulder. Oh my god, we died. Thank you. Thank you for giving me another chance. Thank you for giving me one last memory. Stop fucking with my emotions. What killed us? What killed us? Oh my god. That's about to make me cry. DDLC mods fucking play with my feelings too much, dude. Hope you can find peace within your heart. Did Monica kill us? Give me one last memory. With you. So Monica killed us. Alrighty then. Oh my fucking god! Okay, so he does have a team. Spaghetto does have a team. Oh my god! That was amazing! Oh my god! Okay. There were a lot of good DDLC mods. This is easily my second favorite DDLC mod. That was amazing. That was absolutely one of the best mods I've ever played, and probably one of the best mods I'll ever play. I did not imagine a mod to do something so great with something like Sayori's death. I hope you gamers have a good day. Goodbye.